Okay, bye. Thanks. Off back to Roanoke we go. Headed home to the fishbowl.
I feel like we're forgetting to show you guys something. Oh, yeah. So, after the ShopSabre demo, we actually had met up with a few fellow makers and creators who wanted to show us their shop, namely Marty, and the man who introduced us and gave us a ride. And Jacob was such a kind guy to hang out with. We got to check out this awesome little foundry space. We had no idea what was in store for us there.
It's a really this is the kind of thing that like we would like to open as the makerspace.
Yeah.
To kind of be like part business incubatory, part like just have access to technology that you wouldn't normally get.
Right.
Hey, yep, we just got here. Let me in.
Yeah.
So where the hell are we?
I don't know.
All right, sweet.
We're about to
We're
We'll walk down.
relying on the kindness of strangers.
Every little unit.
Dude, this place
They
is
have
awesome.
Everything. Like I think there's a guy who even grows like hemp down here for like infused drinks. There's a band that one of the breweries owns.
Cool.
They like have their own like 20, 30 person band. They practice
Studio
downstairs.
space, yeah.
There's a clay company, you know, his shop's downstairs.
Yeah, man.
It's kind of like this menagerie. This is his shop.
The Ringinator.
And it's funny how I met him. I just made a post
Whoa.
on like a Minnesota woodworkers page, and I was like, anyone have a CNC I can borrow? It's
Yeah.
like, mine's not big enough for this project.
Did you guys see that other kid? Was he coming with too?
I
gave him the address.
He left at the same time
Okay.
and was on his way up. He said he had an address and he didn't need a ride.
Okay. So I'll have to keep an eye out for him.
Hindsight, I didn't think to see if he was in the parking lot.
He is not.
This looks like.
He doesn't have any contact. I gave him the address. I didn't give him any contact info. So I should
okay.
go take a look and see because he should be showing up at the same time.
Yeah, I imagine he'll be here in a minute.
Well, welcome.
Dude, thanks for having me down.
Yeah, pleasure.
This looks like Adam Savage's.
So if I show you the photos when I moved in here 10 years ago,
Yeah.
and it was literally empty. There was nothing. So originally I started off in my garage with one of these.
Cool.
And then I moved up from there. So yeah, when I first moved in here, it was literally one Tormach and a table.
Sweet.
And then over the years, like yeah, it's slowly grown and expanded, and I added all the other machines and stuff to it now.
Dude.
So like these two are dedicated just to the molds that I make, and
Right.
then the other, like this one, I make the handles on. Like it's set up right now to do just the wood.
Yeah, right. So who are you?
Who are you?
So hi, I'm Marty with the Ringinator. Originally that was made for chainmail and a miniature table saw and such, and now I'm also expanded to do a bunch of other things, including molds for hunting and fishing, signs, 3D printing, I mean a little bit of everything.
Yeah. So the Ringinator was a product you made.
Yes.
Got it.
I think I've got one of them set up if you want to take a look at it.
That's rad.
But
But now you just surround yourself with robots.
These are all my friends. Terry, Lawrence.
actually, this one is haunted. It's called Tom. The guy that I bought it from, he was like 88 years old. He bought the machine, got it set up, and died.
Oh.
Wow.
So he lives in the machine now.
Well, I mean, I picked it up like 2 weeks after the funeral and everything, so it's like every time it crashes or it moves or it does something it's not supposed to be, it's like, oh yeah, that's just Thomas.
And it does do those things?
It's been a while. It's been a while. I mean,
why Tormach?
well, when I first started, it was 10 odd years ago, 2012-ish when I first got it. It was the only thing available. It's like,
At this scale, or when you say only thing available?
as a starter, as an intro thing.
Right, okay.
Like this machine, I paid, I think, 10 grand for it.
Mm-hmm.
You can't find anything for 10 grand that'll cut metal this accurately, this great.
Yeah.
And you guys haven't seen it yet, but like I was saying, I've got the oldest functioning commercial elevator in the state, which kind of limits what kind of machines you can bring in here.
Right.
And yeah, so.
You can't get big machines, get a lot of small ones.
Well, that's the thing. If you look, for example, like Haas, if you want to get a Haas mini mill, they start at 40 grand. By the time you spec it out, you're at 60 grand. This thing, as seen, fully decked out like this, is like 25,000. So for one Haas, I can buy 3 Tormachs.
Right.
So that's what I did. Couldn't find them?
No, I checked all the cars. And then you like go open car doors.
Hello.
Well, we could go look at a few minutes ago.
I walked up and down the parking lot. Didn't see anything.
Was he at the ShopSabre thing?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Zach.
I think so.
Yes,
So, like-
in the Volcom shirt.
The lankier kid?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think we gave him enough info.
You know what? That's our bad.
I should have asked for his phone number or something.
I just got a text from the ShopSabre cell phone that said, "Did you guys split here to the villain layer?"
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we did. Do you have a young man? What was his name?
Zach.
Zach?
So speaking of,
They probably have his contact. I don't need to open ShopSabre right after that.
Oh, your motor's playing.
Oh my
That's
God.
hilarious. That's great.
Wait.
Have you seen they do that with like the old floppy disk readers and stuff like that?
Yeah.
it's the same idea.
Yeah.
It's
Wait, I
literally-
recognize this song. Is this from a game? Yeah, Portal.
So if you look at the G code, you can see it's just commanding it to go to different positions. And depending on the speed and distance, the servos make different noises.
Yeah, right.
What I've wanted to do, and Tormach hasn't been on board with it yet, I want to go to the factory in China before these are packaged up when they're made, or even here in America, where they have like a whole hallway of like 100 of these machines. Split it up, have each machine play the 3 notes, and then hit go on all of them,
Yeah.
and have all of them start playing at the same time. Have like, the Christmas Carol thing.
I can't imagine why they're not on board.
Yeah.
They don't want to show off the manufacturing facility.
That's the only, yeah.
Yeah,
That's pretty much it.
yeah, and then your only like counter to that is like, but Flight of the Bumblebee.
But I've got 7 of these now. I should be able. There's somebody.
You need
Who's
one
that?
more for the 8. Alright, I just
We were looking for you.
Yep. Where I was going. We got here and we were like, we didn't ask or tell him anything.
You told me that that ShopSabre posted you on Instagram, and I was like, all right, we're gonna use that.
Oh, clever.
Okay,
you
that was
were?
good. That was good.
Otherwise, I was just gonna start knocking on doors. Something was gonna open.
Tour the rest of the place.
Yeah.
Cool. So do you help in here at all? You work together or just hanging out?
Collaborated on a couple projects.
Yeah, sweet.
See, the problem is he's how to make everything, and he reset the channel and started from scratch in the freaking Stone Age. I'm, in the Silicon Age. So it's like
He's working his way up. Yeah.
He's slowly catching up to the point where he can actually use canonically all the stuff in here.
So you really do work from a granular level, like how to make copper, right? Or like how to.
Yeah.
And are you doing it chronologically?
Roughly.
Cool. Where'd you start? Literally Stone Age.
Yeah, in the Stone Age.
At least he does a thing where it's like once he unlocks a technology, like with copper, right? You
Totally
unlock
like a video
you
game.
unlocked copper by going to Michigan and mining it.
Yeah.
Now that it's unlocked, you can buy copper from Home Depot.
That's cool.
Well, gaining an appreciation
Yeah.
for the Home Depot.
Just-
I went to mine copper so I can love Home Depot more.
By the way, this is Andy from How to Make Everything. Everybody say hi.
He'll be able to unlock text messages.
Yeah, once he gets a cell phone, he'll be
We don't know how he's getting to YouTube yet.
Well, he did open source a couple weeks ago where he
Oh, you did go to open source.
Yeah.
Cool.
So what was the tagline? The very newest technology from 1865.
Yeah, there were robots and machines, and I brought telegraph.
It's like, I haven't unlocked it yet.
I was like, you're about to start to see Moore's Law. Like, you're
Yeah.
Yeah, true. Yeah, the industrial revolution of your channel is imminent.
I'm rooting for you.
So while you guys are all here, we can take a quick trip back to the Renaissance age to my neighbors at Arms and Armor. They make the originals. Like they were bequeathed one of the collections from this old knight in England. So it's like they got sued by the Tower of London, British Museum, and everybody.
That's how you know you're doing it right.
But anyways, so they make the.
They're like, hey, we're supposed to steal everybody else's stuff. You're not supposed to steal our stuff.
But they make the authentic reproductions that are used in like the Globe Theater today.
Oh, that's
other
cool.
Things like that.
Wow.
It's like actual museum quality reproductions.
Amazing.
So it's like I talk to them and they're cool with us swinging by and take a look.
That'd
That'd
be
be awesome.
Yeah. How did
Like,
we
you guys
stumbled
know.
into the coolest? Like,
So I mean, one of the things that I like being in the basement too is because I've got the foot thick ceilings, so I can
Oh,
do stuff like that. Where I can just
Oh, yeah.
can't hang a lot of weight off it, but just for packing materials and cardboard
Sure.
storage, stuff like that is great.
your only limitation there is your 2x4s. It looks like.
That is on purpose.
The curve?
It's well, maybe not that, but it's strong enough to hold the weight,
Yeah.
but it's flimsy enough where you know it's flimsy, so you're not going to like stand on it.
I see. You
Ah.
don't get over.
Like that's why I use the clear plastic. You can like it's sturdy, but it's obvious that it's like you're not supposed to like climb on it.
You hope it's obvious.
Also, you know, the chains should not be at an angle like that. That's definitely like less low, but it's like I don't
Oh,
care.
you're fine.
Not according to the YouTube comment.
Yeah, right.
I didn't make this one. I've made other similar ones in the past. I mean, it should fit all y'all.
Spike would be so jealous right now.
Oh, dude, Spike is so upset that he's not.
Oh, I take your glass off.
Oh, yeah. Damn, that's cool.
Wow.
It's like a lead vest.
Well, that's aluminum. The steel one weighs like 40 pounds.
Yeah.
How long does something like this, like,
You made
that?
this from raw material.
Those, not this. So, the very first one I made back in like 2008 or so. No, yeah.
Very not limiting.
is this what you expected Minneapolis to have?
Honestly, this is way cooler than I thought Minneapolis was. You guys are making this city look way awesome.
Yeah.
Dude,
Like this one.
sick. Oh, God, that's heavy.
That's stainless steel.
That's actually steel, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I do have a big head.
Take your glasses off.
If I were to be taken advantage of in a warehouse, this is exactly how it starts. Oh, good, it's all on and you can't move?
Yeah. Now here's the chainmail blindfold.
No, so like these days a lot of chainmail is like safety gear. So this is what they'd wear in like a butcher shop. So you don't, like, cut yourself.
Cut your-
Ah, right.
And the same as like
Dude, you look like a fucking idiot. I think it's like the combination of New Balance shorts.
I don't know why I'm not getting any girls, Mom.
Don't get my people bullied.
Yeah, I'm so tough and it's historically accurate. They don't appreciate it.
Yeah, you are way less prepared for YouTube comments.
No, dude, now they can't get to me. All the haters.
So stainless chainmail, the step above the tinfoil hat.
so that's another butcher's vest.
Yeah.
Where these are all like stapled together plates though. So this is French.
That is strange.
So you can see they're stamped and then they're
Everything from
it's like stapled together.
Strange.
Yeah. But yeah, if you dig through that, it's like these are the types of gloves that they'll have like in a kitchen
That's
or for
really cool.
shark
Whoa.
suits.
Yeah, that I've seen, like people filleting fish and
Yeah.
stuff. What is it about chainmail that gets you going? That's what I want to know.
I mean, originally I started when I was like 7th or 8th grade. I
Yeah.
saw a bunch of Vikings at a historical thing, and it's like, I want to make one of those.
Yeah.
And then it just went from there.
And so you
And then
made
this was like 98, 99, when it's like no internet, you couldn't buy supplies.
right.
They didn't exist. So it's like you had to make everything yourself.
And so you made a miniature table saw to
Yeah,
cut
it's,
rings. So you ordered complete rings and then
You followed through on the childhood dream that I think all of us had.
So there's a
ring
little
cutter.
saw blade in there. So this is the one I use that has a motor hooked up. And the ones I sell use a power drill. So it's like, yeah, this spins and then you feed.
Yeah, what's
I
the
don't know,
raw
it's sam-
material? That's what I'm curious about.
It's like this. So you wrap a piece of wire around a metal rod and you end up with a long metal spring. So this is aluminum and then we anodize it afterwards to get the color. But it's like, yeah, you feed it in there
Oh, and now you slice them into rings.
lengthwise. Yeah, so you end up with individual little, what are they called? Lock washers?
Yeah, right, because they're slightly
Yeah.
offset because
Yeah.
of the spirality. And then you just move them back together. Yeah, this is getting hot. I'm going to take this off. Can you assist me, sir?
No, just shimmy and wiggle and it'll slide right off.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, yeah, no kidding. You tried this on?
I have.
Yeah, okay.
It's period accurate.
Yeah.
You're a YouTuber. You've done all sorts. Walker, you gotta wear it.
All right.
Yeah. Up piece. I do apologize. I've already warmed it up for you.
Oh, it is warm.
Isn't it?
It's warm on my face.
It's kind of like getting on like the
So,
toilet seat when it's a
Jump
little
up and
warm.
down and jiggle, and it'll pop you towards. Things outside you.
Dude, hit me. I don't feel it.
Give us the 360 in the light. There it is. Oh, who are you wearing?
Dude, as if I could wear something that would make my posture worse.
Yeah, right. All right, let's get.
Just shimmy and it slides right off.
There you go.
Yeah, there's no graceful in and out.
I don't know. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, I gotta be careful with that. Like, I've taken it to like shows and stuff, and had kids try it on and whatnot. And I had some especially rotund kids that it's like they got stuck, and then they panic.
Yeah.
And then it's like there's not exactly like a zipper you can
Yeah.
open.
No.
Chinese finger trap.
Yeah.
The more they squirm, the harder it is to get out.
A medieval body trap. That's so cool. Do you have a girlfriend or a wife? Like
I'm taking applications. If this is the type of stuff you're into,
yeah, dude, I'm just like, I can't stop my
for
brain.
a hot Viking.
Yeah.
so that's one of the projects we did with Andy, the plastic extruder.
This.
Yes.
Yes.
Whoa.
The one video that we did was a Curiosity Stream, I think.
Oh, cool.
He saved up all his cat food containers. Then we shredded those, ran them through the extruder into a mold, and made it into a shoe.
Cool.
So that was a fun project.
Was it a comfortable shoe?
It's
Not like cat food.
Something fishy all going on. So this is the machining side, where I've got all the like machines and the dirty loud stuff. And then in here is more like office. We have the 3D printers, laser cutter, freeze dryer.
Cool.
Having fun with that.
Put candy in there.
Ah.
There's a place that just started selling like
Whoa.
exactly this freeze dried Skittles.
Grab some.
Dude, they're so good. Have you had these before?
No. Whoa.
They're crunchy like popcorn.
They're
They're not
so
chewy
cool.
like a Skittle. Yeah.
What?
Can I order a plastic bin of them?
I mean, I'll give you a bag to take home.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Eat them on the plane. Would you like a cookie? No, I've got something with
I've got Marty's munchies.
Or make people freak out and be like,
I think it depressurized.
These were Skittles.
See, that's my problem because I'm a machine shop and whatnot. I can't be selling food products.
They're not.
I
The way
ran
that they
one
sold
lady
weed in
local-
DC. You buy a poster, you get a pound of freeze-dried Skittles.
Back there I've got my hot peppers.
Dude, what? Really?
What don't you have in here?
I've cleaned up a little bit over the last few weeks. This used to be, and this was part of my green wall. You saw the big one inside there that was turning to stuff.
And around the corner is a crown jewel of Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got 2 super hots, and the rest are like chilies and serrano.
Dude, you know when they look
stuff.
shriveled, they're gonna fuck your day up.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the great part about being self-employed and being able to do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah.
Like, this doesn't pay the bills, but it is fun to do.
Yeah.
Pays the emotional bill.
Well,
Yes.
okay, so one of the things that I did do with it is I made, I don't have any of it here, but hot honey.
Oh.
You take the peppers, you dissolve them in the honey, and then...
Is this gonna ruin my day?
It's either furniture glue or hot. We're not sure yet.
Yeah. So it's great, like, so you know, you eat a hot pepper and like coats your mouth in oil, and it's like, it feels really hot.
Ooh. Yeah.
That's delicious.
But the nice thing with this is once you lick it and you start swallowing it, the heat goes away.
Yeah.
It's just on the tongue.
Yeah.
It's like you eat a hot pepper, it coats your mouth, your throat, your stomach, you have a bad day.
Yeah.
This stuff, you
And
just
next
lick it away.
morning.
Yeah. It's like very localized.
So this
Cool.
was another thing that I was making for a while. Like, I made a whole bunch just like for gifts and for people.
Did you
But-
dry out ice cream sandwiches?
Freeze dryer, yeah.
So like astronaut food.
Yep.
that's astronaut ice cream.
Whoa.
Okay, this is pineapple.
Am I gonna like pass out in 5 minutes and wake up with a missing kidney?
I'll say, at least you came to the shop for the first time during the daylight. With a group. With a group? I remember when I came up here, like, I told my fiance, I was like, I'm just gonna go meet this guy on Facebook. said you can help me cut something.
Yeah.
I'll just like share my location.
Yeah.
And then like, I don't know. She texted me at like 10 o'clock and I was like, are you still alive?
It's like, babe, hold on, I'm wearing chains.
I was like, hold on, sorry, there's a lot happening.
I'll debrief you when I get home. You are like an actual wizard or something like that.
You really are like a wizard.
So my assistant was giving me shit about this because it's like, I've never had a paying job. I've done this since I left the university.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, so it's like, yeah, I don't think I could ever get a paying day job.
Ah, fuck that, man. Yeah. This is your call.
I don't know.
You found it.
I don't know what you're doing or how it's succeeding, but you're killing it.
I see you walking into the office in the chainmail, sitting down. It's like, God damn it, he's here again.
That's the thing, I just need his help to like put it on YouTube. And
Yeah.
get that thing going.
Oh, and you have the flamethrower.
Unfortunately, we use this so much that the trigger's broken, so we can't actually fire it because it's
Can
broken.
you take it to a Tesla dealership to get it fixed?
Well, you take a cool photo with it.
So
though.
sick, dude. I have to.
So these were like $600 when they first came out,
Yeah.
and it's like I bought it just to resell it on eBay,
Sure.
and then it showed up, and it's like this is too cool. I'm keeping this.
Made in Taiwan. Come on, Elon. Such a
You're that guy now, yeah.
Come on. Come in here. You're the spread it on.
Hold up one second.
Oh, can we? Watch out for these 2x4 scissors.
Oh, okay.
I mean, the trigger doesn't work to do the big poof.
Oh, but we got the
As long as you
pilot.
don't touch it.
Okay, yeah.
We got little flame. That looks way cooler with the light on.
I don't know how to pose.
Arnold.
Yeah. Anything you do looks dumb and awesome at the same time.
I'll take that. That's a fair assessment of most of my life.
Yeah.
This size of laser you see being sold all the time.
So this came from a buddy of mine. This was kind of like ancient. This is like 15 years old at this point. But it still runs, still works. We're still doing cool stuff with it. Now it's just a matter of just setting it up.
Yeah,
It's
baby.
everywhere.
Keyboard.
It's everywhere.
This thing is just kind of cool.
Kinda cool.
This thing is awesome.
It's way quieter than I expected.
See, unfortunately, I can't show you the mechanism that's up there because it's all locked off.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, right above us where the cables go. It's like you got the original monster ass motors.
Oh yeah.
So we talked shop with everybody for a little bit longer, met some friends of Marty's who used to work at Tormach, and then walked our way over to Arms and Armor, which we had no idea what to expect other than knowing that they made some sort of medieval replicas, only to then realize that they were some of the best in the world at handcrafting and replicating ancient medieval weaponry and armory. I'm going to leave this part of the tour mostly uncut just because Chris here, the founder of Arms and Armor, is such a fascinating man to listen to, and I wish we could have just stayed an extra day and followed him around while he worked.
Walk this way. I'll show you my
You're going to see some cool toys?
Yeah. Well,
We're old school. We file everything now. And
Wow.
I like old school.
this here is what this is from.
Whoa.
You know, so we just
Holy beautiful. Wow.
Gorgeous.
everything
That
is freeform
is.
sculpture. And
Do you mind if I
fine,
capture it? Okay, cool.
you know.
You want me to tip it? Make it pretty?
You're a great hand model, yeah.
Right?
But you know, I mean,
they make great stuff in here.
This is so rad.
literally, it's just
And it's all
It's
period
filed.
accurate too, right?
Right.
Like you're still doing the period accurate stuff
Oh yeah,
from the old
we
shot
don't
collection.
really do fantasy. We pick an original, we copy it. We have 4,000 years worth in the other room of original stuff. You know, Middle Bronze Age, right through the Battle of Waterloo. You know, some are mine. Some came from a good friend of mine in the UK, and we were happy that they came here. And they passed a law with my name on it. It can't happen again.
Yeah, didn't the Tower of London sue you or something?
No, they tried. They couldn't, but they passed a law, and I'm named in a law. So that's a nice honor. Right? Long after I'm gone, I'm like, who the fuck was this guy?
You have to leave your mark.
Wait,
Yeah.
I can't take this sword, and it's because of some guy named Chris in Minneapolis.
So they start, do you do any solid modeling or do you just
we
do it
do-
right from?
We do it, well, some. We'll shortcut, that's a casting.
Okay.
Whoa.
Like the first one was the hard way.
Do you cast here or do you go?
No, not steel. I do bronze here.
Okay.
This building doesn't have the power to run a steel melter. The block doesn't have this.
Yeah. I was like, even the nice induction one, you're still
Whereas, you know, this is all freeform.
Yeah.
This is freeform.
Wow.
You know, just file and carve.
Freeform?
Form, that's gorgeous.
Whereas these kind of things, we'll do a prototype and then we'll cast because, you know, we knock these out by the ton, but if you have to take a bar and just make this is easy. You could do it on a lathe,
Right, have a lathe.
but making that.
Oh, you need a hob or a shave
Right.
for that
Or,
if you're
you know, even more complex would be,
It's bananas.
If they're spiral.
Hand forward.
yeah.
I know. Okay, so I have to
Stuff like
ask,
that,
is
where you
there,
just take the sheet and you pierce it and you file out all the little holes.
Oh my god.
But, you know, and then
This
more
is
complex
gorgeous.
ones are things like this one where there's a lot of surface
That's-
matter.
and even the concave, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that.
Like
This is bananas.
Yeah, do one off. You know,
Oh,
and this would be an even bigger pain in the ass.
yeah.
But the first one was all just done, you know. The first of everything, we do it the hard way. But, you know, if that's 8 or 9 hours of filing and chiseling at shop rate, now that adds, you know, instead of a $1,200 sword, it's a $3,800 sword.
Right.
And at the end of the day,
Yeah, I was gonna say, I mean, that one, you might be able to get away with 4 taxes.
Oh, you know.
but not-
Still, you're talking a couple hours of machine.
and then, here, I'll show you that more.
You could, CNC a sample.
Well, I'll show you my molds back there. We do a lot of tooling.
Yeah?
Yeah. That's what my whole capstone project
really?
is. Was building an electric kiln for doing lost.
My coworker Chris is gonna be so jealous.
So, I mean, clearly we have lathes
Make our own.
and
There you go.
mills. This is the mold room.
Yeah.
I've got a wax injector.
Well, that's how the
When we wanna
They're
cast.
all very low frequency drives.
So for
You
casting,
get a solid face.
Like,
transform it too, but those are-
like we have some hard molds like this one. So this makes that complex sword guard. And whereas the pommel for that one, well, you can see some are rubber,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and where you can't release it out of a 2-part mold, yeah, this is the pommel that goes to that sword.
Whoa.
So the first one of these took 2 days to make out of a big plug of steel. So it's got the same pattern, but once we do it, we rubber mold it and then we'll cast them. But some of this is models where we make a master. Some of it I have a contract, so like especially in the UK, I'll go to the museum and I'll pull one off the shelf and I'll mold it, which no one can do that anymore. But in the 80s, they thought I was a sucker, so they signed a contract that gave me exclusive restricted rights to every object. They wanted stuff.
And you
to
paid
give-
millions of dollars for that, right? Right?
They didn't pay me anything, and I didn't pay them anything.
Jeez.
They just wanted royalties, but then they stopped selling the stuff that we agreed to make. But the upshot was, I can mold anything I want. If it goes into production, they get a royalty. But then after a while, if they didn't want to sell it, it fell out. But the contract expires when all parties agree it does. So technically, the Wallace Collection can't sell a T-shirt or a mug. But they've been through 3 directors, and I never push it because it was a handwritten contract. I'm sure they could find a legal loophole. But what it meant was I could mold anything I wanted, from swords to the jewelry that belonged to Marie Antoinette, to Henry VIII's dad's personal medallion, to that statue up there, which I don't know if you know Italian sculptors, but a guy named Cavalli was big in the early 18th century. And that's a Cavalli spring inside that mold there. So I wanted it for my yard. I did. So, you know, this is an example. We took the old one, you know, from like 1440 and just put it in rubber. And so it's a complex shape. And I used to get these by doing individual blades and kissing them all together, and it's like, well, that takes a long time, and this doesn't. I mean, the fancy stuff like this, like I say, it took 4 days to make the steel of that.
Wow.
That little dragon monster, you know?
Yep.
And it goes in a pole about this tall.
Yep.
Or, you know, I can cast them, and we cast them in high carbon, high strength steel, so, you know, they're not flimsy. And, you know, we sell hundreds of these goddamn things, you know. And, or you can forge them out, and you can do 6 a day. Or I can do this, and we produce them by the hundreds. So I have basically 550 molds. And, you know,
And they're all like original reproduction.
every single one is either molded from a 500-year-old thing or from something where we studied it, measured it, copied it, or we have the original.
So they go so hardcore, he goes to Europe and buys like old bridges. No, he'll buy the bridge just so you can have steel from the 1500s that is period specific to make the period specific.
Anyway, you get the sense of what we're doing, which is kind of nuts. When I graduated in like 79, the economy was way worse in 1980 than it was in 2008. It was way worse.
Right.
So there was nothing to do. And I wasn't going to go back, you know, and do 4 or 5 more years to get a PhD, because I'd already done 2 or 3 seasons of underwater work in Greece at that point. And the Greeks were saying, you know, we'd rather wait 20 years and let a Greek do it than let an American or a Frenchman come in and do it. So there was no real prospects of the kind of archaeology I liked. And that was the same year the Turks invaded Cyprus, so I was there for that mess. And then I went from there back to Israel and was there for the first Lebanon war, so that was a mess. So it was like, you know, two wars in 6 months. It was like, you know, I don't think this is the place for a clearly American guy. When I started, I didn't have 10 grand for a big sander, so I spent $500 and built one. Of course, that one that I wound up buying, my guys broke it, so I had to recast some of the parts. And so technically in November, I'm done. I get bought out the other half, you know, and I'm coming up on 70, so, you know, I'm, my wife's like,
Take a little break.
maybe, no, I'll always do this. This is what I do. But I won't come in every day. But now they're like, well, who's going to keep things going? It's like, that's a good question. This is 100% just built from little bar. You know, like that one. There's no casting there. That's just. In the case, you see this when it's in the museum case, and this I had to figure out, so it's very different by getting weird pictures at weird angles. This I don't have access to. This is in Vienna, but we have a place in Vienna. I spend part of the year in Vienna, so my daughter's lived there for 15 years. She got out undergrad and stayed in the opera and just stayed. Now, I like this one.
Whoa.
So, you know, it's just bars and a lot of filing, and you wind up with this one. These are almost the same time period. This is a bit of a long sword, like German. This is also German. This is what became rapiers a little bit later. This one's about the same time period, a little earlier. This one's about 1490. That's about 1510. That's very loose, so you got to hold it later; it'll fall apart.
So the materials are for the handles, or is that kind of the authentic period?
That is, but then also I do this kind of thing.
And you hand polish these, don't you?
Yeah, like complex handles, like that one,
Okay.
Oh.
or that.
Do you do those yourself?
I do, yeah. I'm the only one that does the wire grips. This kind of thing for a simple, sort of a Venetian style sword.
So that's all wire, like braided wire?
Yeah, there's about,
Did you get the
there's
detail?
about 130 feet of wire in there.
Holy.
And you can see that's got 4 different twists and a chain. Whereas this one, this has twist, counter twist, then a twisted gilt one, and then the Turk says, and then you file in the detail and hammer it down. For the rapiers, the simple ones are still fun.
Oh, that's...
But you know,
They're like perfect little braids.
Yeah.
that's it. It's a bitch.
Sounds like an understatement.
It just starts out as wire. I mean, I just start out with wire. But there's about 120 feet of wire in one of those grips. And, we had a guy over from the UK who teaches a lot of sword stuff, and he said, you got to do a class, an online class.
Yeah.
So I said, yeah, but it'd take like an hour. I said, no, you do 10 6-minute sessions. So I probably will.
Good.
Just an online class on how to do it. And I'm not worried about giving away the store, because honestly,
if you have the patience to do
there
it.
are people out there that say, this is how you do the wire grips. And I've watched them, and what you wind up with is not very nice, or it's so simple.
Right.
It's a skills thing. Even though you know how it's made, it's still
Right.
a skill
As
thing.
you said, nobody's going to rip me off, because if you really want, my customers aren't going to rip me off. They're just glad to know.
Yeah.
And
Well, the amount of work that goes
plus
into
my
something.
competition, nobody out there is making this. There's a lot of people that make regular swords, and 2 or 3 of them are good.
Yeah.
But nobody's doing rapiers that are any good. There's so much work. I mean, it's 2 or 3 solid days of forging and filing and polishing to do a rapier hilt. Not a rapier, but a hilt. I mean, this, from raw material to this, took me 2 days.
You still have like a year backlog, right?
Oh, 2. We're backward about 2 years on custom stuff, and then the grips, and and then this blade is hardened but not polished yet. But all that the work to counter for, and this one's one I like it. We just had there was an auction catalog, and I like to look at it. So here's a single, a different one. So this is the mock-up. This was the first one ever. So it's just bar and filing. Right. I'll make some slight changes to the next one, but it's 1510, and it's. And this is what I like to do. That anvil is 515 years old.
It's like I was showing them. It's like the fact that you have 100 different hammers and try to do its own thing.
Well, that's where armor. This is like the most recent stuff. I gotta do this. That is the front.
Oh my gosh.
There's the back. So I've got the arms part done. I haven't fluted them yet. And you can see the difference is the.
So do you flute it by hand?
Yeah, you take a chisel and you cut in all those ridges. Oh, wow. So it'll be all up and down. There you can see in the arms all the fluting. So I've marked it out. I think on this one I marked it out with pen. So you can see all the lines.
Just
that I
by
put
hand,
in.
yeah. To follow him around with a camera like 3 days straight.
That's the one I used to fight in.
That's why it's all dented up.
Actually battle hardened.
Oh yeah.
It was just amazing hearing Chris's stories about how he started the business, all the things that he's been able to accomplish, all the ancient medieval weaponry he's been able to recreate and hold in his hands, the originals. We probably could have spent a week just talking to Chris, but he took us into his collection of books and historical studies, and it was truly mind-blowing. Tay and I kind of had our brains reset just from this one afternoon. But then after that, it was time to say goodbye. Did the communal passing of business cards, and Tay and I went back to the hotel for one final night of sleep before we got on the plane. And that was the end of our Minnesota trip.